Hey guys, Addison Rouse here, head baseball coach at Salem University, here with Figure It Out Baseball. We are going to walk you through our outfield ground ball scenario where you're going to be cutting the baseball off or spinning on a ball in the gap. This is another lost art in outfield play that doesn't get talked about very often. We like to teach two ways, okay? Early in the ball game or in a non-threatening situation, what's the most important thing? You gotta know the score, the outs, the scenario, who's on base, and all of those different factors. So depending on who's on base and our situation in the game, we teach for ground balls in the gap that we have to be cut off. We like our guys to circle it and stay square to the infield. You cannot do anything, okay, if your back is turned to where all the action is. So we like our guys to take a good route, circle it, stay square to the field. That way everything they do is watching what's happening in front of them, and the route and angle are better for when they actually turn to make a throw versus a spin move where you're going to have to rush and you're going to have to fly open, and more harm can be done if you don't get on time with your throw and your mechanics. So the first one we're going to walk you through is where we want our guys to cut it off, circle around it, stay in front of it, and have a great angle and a great path at throwing the baseball to your infielders or back to home. See how he's going to circle this ball, takes a really good route, and stays right in front of it, and right in front of that, all the action in front of him that's taking place on the infield. Noah circles that ball. Perfect. Good. Perfect. Our next step in this progression, in our next scenario, is when it is late in the ball game. Okay, we are in a situation where there's meaningful runs on the bases, and we want our guys to take a direct, quick route and get that baseball in as fast as possible. This one's also where the speed of the ball, it's hit well, it's hit on a line. We don't have time to circle that baseball because of the way it's came off the bat, because of the speed of the infield or the outfield, excuse me. There's a number of different factors that would promote circling it and staying in front of it, or obviously cutting the baseball off. And we'll do this, like I said, for at Salem, late in the game. We have to get the ball in quick and there's meaningful runs on base, or two, based upon the hard contact that you do not have time to circle it and you got to cut it off as fast as possible. Tyler is going to demonstrate that spin move for you. Attaboy, perfect. This is going to be a ball, guys, that is typically on your glove side, okay? It's typically on your glove side, down the line. Beautiful. Two things to take into account for that, okay? Number one is the ball's on the line, okay? It's taking you towards your glove side, all right, where it's harder for you to get around it, all right? And number two, you guys see how they planted, and it was just like we have shown on some of our previous videos with our drop steps on a misdirection, where it's a pivot, and you're taking yourself all the way back to where you're facing the infield, okay? On the surface, a lot can go wrong with this. You coaches out there, when you see your kids cut a ball off and they want to fly open, that baseball, that release point is going to be out of whack. That release point could be in places where that baseball is going to sail. They're going to overcompensate and spike it, and it's not going to be on plane. Here we want them to work on it where they're going to pivot, and you can work on it in practice where you can exaggerate, making sure that they are squared and ready to make a good throw to their infielder. Addison Rouse here, head baseball coach at Salem University with Figure It Out Baseball. Just got done taking you through our ground ball scenario. We're going to be cutting the ball off in the gap and also doing a spin move on a ball that's harder hit, and in certain scenarios that you're going to have to cut a baseball off and pivot and get it back and do a spin move to get the ball back to our infielders. Great videos, great content. Definitely stuff you need to add to your outfield play. Want to check out more videos from Salem University Baseball. Previously we did our pre-throwing progression for our pitchers, as well as our throwing progression for our pitchers, and now we're about to progress into our dynamic warm-up that we do every day before practice.